What's going on, everyone? I'm Ben. Thanks for tuning in to my second YouTube video. I can't say thank you enough for the response to the first video I did. That was my first ever YouTube video related to watches, and the response was incredible. I'm so glad to hear everyone enjoys the watch and likes the watch. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description. I'll try and put one of those little pop-outs here on the screen if I can figure that out after I film this. But again, thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. I really do appreciate everyone's support so far. And we're almost out of watches. So if you guys are interested, make sure you go place an order. This video is actually one I filmed as part of that first video, but it just got a little long. I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with a 20+ minute video, so I broke it up. What this is going to be is just a comparison of the Royalguard next to a 36mm prototype I made, and then also going to take a look at the bracelet and how it compares to an Uncle Seiko, or I guess now Uncle Strap's bracelet. It's a little bracelet comparison for you. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy the content. This one's a little bit shorter than the first video, I promise, but let's dive in. Thanks. All right, guys, before I go into pulling out some other watches and putting this guy back on the bracelet and doing some comparisons that way, I thought first things first, I'll do a comparison of the bracelets and also of some sizing here while I have it off. So right here is the Royalguard 200, which you see, which I just went through earlier. And right here next to it, this is it. Remember, 38 at the bezel, 37 at the case. And here you have a 36mm Explorer style case. So what you can see here is just the difference in size really comes at the bezel, right? So it really isn't too much bigger. It's gonna wear almost as comfortably as your Explorer. A little bit longer lug to lug, but it really is not too far off. This guy here is one I built. Took an Explorer aftermarket case and added a kind of acrylic dome to it, nothing too major, kind of subtle there. And this was a prototype I made. So I made this dial. It's true gilt, which means that the brass plating from the dial is showing through the printed dial, the black print. This one I did not add lume, so all it is just the gilt, and you can see how it really just plays with the light there. This is a 36mm Imperial, it says Royalguard, but this is not something that's being offered. This was just something I built to test out the dial and how it would look in a 36mm case. So currently no plans for this, but is something fun to do. And heck, if you're a modder yourself, you can always transplant the guts from that into a 36mm. Heck, maybe I'll do it for you once things cool down. But hey, you got to buy that one first in order for me to do that. So yeah, awesome look here. Something that you could always do if you want to get into modding or hire someone to do that. These cases are pretty readily available. You have to do the modification to add the dome. This one I added a larger crown as well. But other than that, that's 36 versus 38. So that's that one. That's the comparison of the cases there. I also want to take a moment to talk about the bracelets. So I consistently have been telling people when they ask, oh, how's the bracelet compare? What's it comparable to? My kind of go-to answer, which is because I had it on this watch when I built it, was the Uncle Seiko, Speedmaster flat link bracelet, which you see here, which I think I am no longer going to compare it to. Now having them held hand in hand. If you haven't held an Uncle Seiko bracelet, they're very nice. They are beautiful finishing, very comfortable. But man, I remember being a little surprised. This thing is extremely rattly. Oh, there goes the end links there. It's almost like a vintage bracelet. Like, I don't know if you can hear it. It's extremely rattly. It has just a pull, very tight, just generic kind of clasp. It just feels kind of vintage, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say cheap by any means, because it's not cheap. These bracelets are very expensive, but it is. I can no longer compare it to the Royalguards, because the Royalguards is kind of the opposite. It is just as comfortable, in my opinion, if not more, substantially more solid. Not to say that it's heavy by any means, but you don't have that looseness that comes with the each link almost feels loose on the other one. So this one's just extremely comfortable. Got that beautiful outer polish, and that really just highlights the case when you wear it. I always order my bracelets in polish because if you don't like polish, all you got to do is take a green Scotch-Brite pad, you rub it back and forth on here for 20-30 seconds, and you end with a beautiful brushed finish all the way wherever you want. So it's always easier to go from polished to brushed versus vice versa. I couldn't imagine going from an all brushed bracelet to adding polish on the outside. The clasp itself, what you'll see here is it's engraved, first of all. There's the logo. And then you have a 2 push button clasp, and it is milled. So it is extremely high quality. It feels good. It's not light. It's not cheap. And you get multiple micro adjustments. I'd love to do something in the future like Notice. Notice is doing some fantastic stuff with, push button quick adjusts, and their new straps are just really, really cool. So maybe some collab in the future. But yeah, let's do a little side by side. These are those 2 bracelets. You can see the links are different size, but I'm just telling you, like, it just is totally different feeling in the hand, and different. I can't compare the 2 anymore. I can't say that it's similar to this or this one's similar to that. They're their own thing, and I'll be honest, I prefer this one. All right, if you made it this far, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching another one of my videos. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me either here in the comment section or on the website at info@imperialwatchco.com. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to do more of these videos, and this is where they'll be. So if you guys want to tune in, subscribe, like the channel, and I'll also be pushing out updates on the newsletter. So if you head over to the website, sign up on the newsletter. I won't spam you. It'll just be updates on stuff like this. So if you need anything, please reach out, and I appreciate everyone's support. Until the next one, thanks.